This is the Dame Dash Show. Get ready to be inspired, entertained, and energized by the entrepreneur who introduced the world to Jay-Z, Kanye West, and fashion designer Rachel Roy. These days, you can find Dame hustling movies, music, art, and more. The Dame Dash Show starts now.
Many people have lost their lives trying to reveal the secret. The secret has been hidden from the world for far too long. But now,
in order to become successful, a lot of times you have to find your zone that's comfortable for you.
When you come to that crossroad and you get to a certain age where you have that epiphany where what the hell am I going to do with the rest of my life, and you don't even have a plan yet, that's when it's time to start writing your shit down.
Sometimes, life decisions and life choices steer you another path, but, mistakes are given, being a human. We don't have to be perfect.
One day the world's gonna have to come around and recognize that, yeah, this is different, but there's nothing like this out here.
You have to let your imagination run wild when it comes to your career, period.
Most people only plan for what they think they can get. The universe doesn't like that. The universe wants you to go for what you think is impossible.
Dr. King said your character is built not during times of comfort and convenience, but during times of conflict and controversy.
When you see an obstacle, don't let it deter you. You either can go over it, around it, or through it, depending on your own strength.
I've been through a lot of stuff in life, but never once have I felt like this is the end of my path.
You have to put up your own money. That's independence. If someone else is putting up the money, that's dependence.
If you don't see yourself coming out as a boss at that place, get the fuck out of there.
they can no longer keep it from us.
Just the baby. You snoring? I'm boring you? Yeah. I needed some emotional support because Raquel left and I get anxiety when she leaves. So next up, I got my friend. He started out as my barber and I've known him for like 10, 15 years. While all the controversy and while they're talking about me in the paper, he'd always be the one that would tell me what people were saying, but he also would know what was going on. And I think he's built a real brand about information. We did a TV show we do on the internet called Hip Hop Motivation. We wrote a book, Culture Vulture, and he did a movie called Secret to Balling. So I want to introduce my friend, my barber, my partner in a couple of ventures. We just played the commercial for Secret to Balling, my man Kenyatta. What's up, Kenyatta?
All right, what's good, man? What's happening with you, Dame?
Everything's everything, man. How you doing?
Man, everything's great out here in L.A.
I know.
Coming back.
I'll be back soon. I got to see my kids, so I'll definitely be back. So tell us a little bit about your movement, and let's talk about the movie and everything else that's going on.
Well, the movie, the motivation behind the movie, Secret Balling, started when I was in my barbershop on Crenshaw Boulevard in Los Angeles. And that came after cutting so many successful people. I put together my own census on what separates the rich from the poor and how someone can change their bank account by changing their own philosophy of themselves. Mm-hmm. And then from there, I continued to interview a lot more successful people, including yourself. And the Secret to Balling journey began.
You've been cutting my hair for about how long when I'm in LA?
Over 13 years now.
Like 13 years, and I'd have to say that, I don't entertain stupid conversations. I don't like bubblegum stuff, but, right. Your conversation was always intellectual. I've always had a respect for you because you're an entrepreneur. And, just tell me a little more about how our relationship grew. It's funny because you're usually asking me the questions on our show, but now I'm asking you the questions. So, right. Like I said, talk about that.
Well, I met you through Jay Brown, who was a good friend of yours at the time, and he hooked me up with you. I'll cut Jay Brown for many years, and he introduced me to you and Biggs, and I just kept cutting everybody in the crew. You flew me out of town several times. Anytime you were on the West Coast, I really enjoyed being around you and Biggs because I got a good glimpse on what it takes to be an entrepreneur, and it also helped me on my way as far as running my own shop and my salon on Crenshaw.
And also, you seem very socially conscious. You've always said positive things, and you've been through a lot, you know, and you've been through defining moments. I think that shows what the character of a man. You know, tell me about some of those kind of things, what you had to go through, really, because you've been through a lot.
Right. Well, what happened to the beginning of hip hop motivation started when I created a book called Think and Ball Out. On the day I created that project, I was shot 6 times by some people I never even met. On my way to cut Method Man from Wu-Tang Clan. And in that position, you know, I was harassed by the cops that came up. You know, I'm laying face down on the ground, asking me, you know, what did I do to deserve this? And they can't give me any help if I don't tell them my name, but I couldn't breathe, so I couldn't really talk that well. And I just stayed conscious of living, you know what I'm saying? I stayed focused on living and continuing on and raising my children, including being a good model for people to follow as far as entrepreneurs go. You know, and that's where hip hop motivation started.
I can dig it. And what are some of the? Because you cut a lot of really popular people that have done it on their own. Can you name some of the people that are in the movie?
Shoot, we have
besides myself. Yeah, I know I'm in it.
So, we have Redman, Method Man. We have Dr. Michael Bernard Beckwith, who was also in a movie called The Secret. We have Travie McCoy, Kelly Rowland, Faith Evans.
RZA.
We have, you know, RZA. Shoot,
Chris Brown. You got Chris Brown.
We got Chris Brown, Snoop Dogg. You know, all the top dogs, man. All the top people in this movie. Kaba Hiawatha Kamene, who you probably seen in a movie called Hidden Colors, which is real dope. And you know, and we interviewed over like 45, close to 50 people for this movie, and we couldn't use everybody, but we have a lot more content to come.
Right, no doubt. And after that, well, actually, tell them where you can get it.
Well, right now you can get the movie on Vimeo at www.thesecrettoballing.com. It's available now for rent, and you can purchase the movie, and it's also available on Damon Dash Studios.
Holla back. It's Dame Dash Studios, Dame-Studios.com, Dame-Studios.com. Yeah, and I love the fact that I can provide original content without any guns, violence, and it seems like I'm saying is that information and being intelligent is the wave. You know, this millennial generation really is receptive to figuring out how to do things on their own, and the fact that we're older and we've been here, we can show them through our experiences, and you're doing just that, and that's what's the content on Dame Dash Studios. Now, what we got next coming after that in our little, what we doing? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I have a book called the Culture Vultures book coming out, you know, and it's a business memoir, basically from me following you around over 10 years and collecting soundbite videos, and which are also some of the videos that we put up through the Hip Hop Motivation channel on YouTube.
Right.
But the book really goes in depth about your thoughts and your philosophies on business as well as life, including being a great father, you know, because being a father is more important to you than anything else, me knowing you over the years and even including writing this book. But the main thing that we're doing with hip hop motivation and what you and I talked about is that, you know, a lot of people don't understand that people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And that was the whole purpose behind putting out the hip hop motivation videos, including The Secret to Balling and everything else we're doing.
Right. And, you know, we're going to put that out, pause, Secret to Culture Vultures. And it's challenging because now that we've done the book, we have to figure out how to distribute it independently because it would be a contradiction to everything we ought to do it any other way. So it's good talking to you.
You can't take it to the Culture Vultures, though. You say we can't take it to them.
Yeah, we can't take it to Culture Vultures. And we're waiting for Raquel to finish up, but she did do the cover. So when we get back, you know, it's good talking to you. And when we come back, we're going to have AR Wings and them do their hit record Chasing Money. I directed the video, but we're going to take it out with Joshua Guns.